I should. Well, it's the
All right,
same
it
as
is
what you got.
7 p.m.
So you,
Township, being held at the Masonic Village at Swickley to order. Could we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Vice President Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Williams,
Present.
Commissioner Darrow,
Present.
Commissioner Richard,
present.
Solicitor Stone.
Here. I think for the first time that we've held a meeting here, it's being recorded. Suffice it to say that people are watching perhaps right now. We will then upload it to YouTube and people can watch it anywhere, anytime, any place. Do I hear a motion to approve the September 16, 2019 legislative meeting minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Reports, tax collector, treasurer.
Thank you. Hello, good evening, everybody. Just wanted to provide the September taxes collected. So we collected $30,725.74 in total taxes for the month of September. Comparisons to last year, September numbers, also the year-to-date budget. So we're doing pretty well, quite well actually. And you can kind of see that some of those numbers of all the taxes that were collected for the month of September and the current year-to-date numbers as well. As far as the account ending balances that we have, in the PNC checking account, we have $373,029.73. In the Pliget accounts, the state fund, we have $78,088.62. In the general investment savings account, we have $987,265.18. The reserve fund has $109,245.23. And then the capital improvement fund has $485. On hand is $2,033,391.12. We have to take out certain pledged funds and targeted funds that are used for specific purposes. When you do that, you take our net operating funds is $1,360,294.91. I also provided the balances of the sewer bond account, which is $784,895.28, and the sewer capital account for repairs and whatnot is $31,513.59. Any questions about the ending balances or taxes collected?
I always have one question, that doesn't work. So the only question is, do you see anything?
We'll be reviewing the 2018 audit as well, too.
When's that due?
Not sure when Mark actually submits the final.
He did.
He just submitted it? Okay, so we'll be reviewing all
Soon.
that.
Okay.
And we'll be starting the budget process tomorrow.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Police, Chief Haney.
You don't want to give it a shot. You hold it up high.
We'll try this one. Is this working? Everyone can hear me. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Everyone in the crowd, good evening. Nice to see everybody come out tonight. For the month of September, we had a total of 104 calls. 29 of those were traffic citations, 38 of those were, it made aware we had a few thefts from unlocked vehicles in Aleppo Township off of Weber Road, Ferndale Avenue. My department worked with other agencies where were hit that evening, other thefts. We located the individual and charges have been filed against that individual. So all the victims have been made aware, just so the board's aware. We investigated that, tracked them down. Other than that, it's been relatively quiet in Aleppo Township. If I have 2 minutes to address the crowd, that would be awesome. With
Yep.
your permission?
Sure.
So, folks, my department takes a lot of fraud calls. Specifically, I can see you're shaking your head, ma'am. We take a lot of fraud calls, and I'm just gonna give you a brief scenario of one that we just recently dealt with. This is a great area to bring this up in. Unfortunately, we take a lot of calls regarding people giving money to other people. You'll get a phone call, it's called the grandmother scam, grandfather scam. They'll say your granddaughter is in jail or is in trouble. I see a lot of people shaking their heads like you've heard this before. And it happens. And they tell you, we need $1,000, we need $4,000, we need $5,000. And they have people, the one we most recently had, someone stayed on the phone for about 3 hours, drove to Best Buy, Home Depot, Target, and at the end of each store, they bought gift cards and gave the numbers to the people over the phone. And the person on the phone was very demanding. She was out about $14,000. But the people are so believable on the phone. They know your information, they know your family, they know names, and they convince you, and they're very, very good at what they do. This is what they do all day long. It's very unfortunate. We try to track things down. Sometimes we're able to. Most of the times it ends up out of country. We track some down to China. It's very unfortunate. So I just wanted to take this 2 minutes here. If you should get a phone call, if somebody should email you something, somebody put something in the mail to you, unless you initiated the business, do not give them any information, do not give them money. If someone calls you and tells your grandson, granddaughter's in trouble, immediately, all right? Don't hesitate, call us, we'll help you out, we'll let you know. Our phone number is 412-259-8304, 412-259-8304. But if you're in that circumstance, call 911, all right? Always 911, but that is our office number, we will answer it. I have 2 detectives that worked these cases very, very good. We just solved one for $12,000 in another jurisdiction that somebody was scammed out of. But I digress, I apologize.
No.
Just good information, good crowd to address that with. Please pass it along to other people. Unless you initiate it, and don't do it. Keep your money, you worked hard for it all your lives, keep your money, okay?
Very fortunate to have Ohio Township. They do a wonderful job.
Nothing for me.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Fire report,
No report.
emergency management,
No report.
public works.
I do have the Public Works report for the month. You have a copy in your packet. I'll list some of the activities that the crews have been doing this month. They have storm damage cleanup on a bunch of state and county roads, continued to work on the Rhodes Avenue project. They removed old stone, added fabric and French drain, new base stone, and paved the project area. They cleared several storm drains that were clogged, routine cleaning of the building and daily road checks, repaired sewers, checked on some water runoff issues, prepping the old pickup truck to get ready to sell, and many other activities this month. They've had a lot of storm damage, water issues, backhoe maintenance, a lot of other things. So it was a busy month for the Public Works crew.
Any comments or questions?
Is Redgate all done yet?
Redgate, they're finished, the state has finished their work on Redgate.
Good to see you, Lanny. Is that it, Gwen?
Yeah. Yes.
Communications? I think we had several emails we wanted to.
Okay, we received several emails over the course of the month. We received one from a business at the back end of North Drive, and they contacted us and the police to discuss a traffic issue on North Drive. And then we received a follow-up email from them saying that the problem with the vans and things blocking North Drive has been resolved, and that they were, pleased that the business was able to work with them quickly to solve the problem. We received an email from a resident about the potential or the pending parkland that we're going to make a request regarding the proposed park to be located on Weber Road. So it's a park in between Weber Road and Ingleside Drive. And this person lives adjacent to that park, and so they're looking to have a layer of shrubbery or greenery or something. They are in favor of the park, but they'd like a little barricade or a green barrier between the edge of their yard and the edge of the park, so that people who may use the park understand where the boundary is of the edge of the park and then their yard. And so they asked that we pass this request along to those of us working on the proposed park project, so we will take this into consideration as we do that. And we received an email from a resident thanking us for using the alert pop-up box on the website, because we had posted when Red Gate was going to be closed around the clock, which wasn't originally planned, but the state ended up site to notify people about that, and a resident was appreciative of that. In the same line, I'd like to talk about the website. We added a new button. Or if you go on our website, you'll see a bunch of different topics, and we try to keep it simple. One says meetings, which is where you go and click on to find the agenda or minutes from past meetings. We added a button called Latest News, which is where we're going to be posting things that are not an emergency, so it won't show up on the pop-up box, but pieces of information that we learned that you might be interested in. For example, when a meeting location is changed, we'll put that there. Or if we know about some kind of activity that's gonna happen 1 week in the township, we will post it there. If when we're getting ready to do the Christmas tree recycling information after Christmas, we will post. The left side says latest news, and you can click there and see if there's anything that's just recent and interesting in the township.
Thank you, Gwen.
Does everybody know their website?
The website is www.aleppotownship.com.
Planning and zoning,
No report.
finance, we already had. And Harlan, I guess I'd ask you, the next motion is fairly lengthy. Is there a way to shorten it down?
Yeah, I think you probably should read it in its entirety,
Okay,
just
that's fine.
because.
So would someone like to make a motion and read it all down?
So moved. Excuse me, where is it? Here? No.
Yeah.
And then on to
This is a motion to exonerate the following real estate taxpayers. One, trustees and title to Masonic Temple, lot number Redgate Road, 423-P-83, for $338,000 reduction in assessed valuation for 2019. Item 2, Masonic Temple, lot on Merriman Road, 323-R-60, for $3,500 reduction in assessed valuation for 2019. Refund of $12.01. Item 3, Masonic Temple, 928 Redgate Road, 423-R-21, for $45,400 reduction in assessed valuation for 2019. refund of $155.72. Item 4, trustee of title to the Masonic Village of Pennsylvania, lot on Redgate Road, 423-P-89, for $62,819, refund of $215.40. Item number 5, lot on Masonic Village Temple, lot on Merriman Road, 423-R-60, for $3,500 reduction in assessed valuation for 2018, refund of $12.01. Priminvest Corporation, 131 Ferndale Avenue, lot 422-K-185, for $16,400 reduction in assessed valuation for 2019, refund of $57.40.
A simpler explanation for what all that is, it's when somebody appeals their property taxes and they win an appeal for a reduction in their property value, tax value, then the board has to make that motion, and then the township will refund that amount they were cleared from, and that's the amount in the parentheses at the end. So the refund amount is the amount of the check that these people will be getting. So that's what it is.
So was the determination,
Is there a second to the motion?
Yes, second.
Any discussion?
Was the determination made by the county, and then we're just acting on it?
Any further discussion? All in favor as read?
Aye.
Can we go back up and
We
do
missed the
approve the
motion.
bills?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
bills.
Commissioner Darrow?
Move that we approve the September bill list in the amount of $77,675.42. That we ratify the September prepaid bills in the amount of $14,468.42. And we ratify September payroll transfers in the amount of $14,883.90.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now to the Aleppo Township Authority.
No report.
No report. Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority.
Quaker Valley COG, for those who don't know the nomenclature there, it's the Quaker Valley, yeah, right, Committee of Governments, Council of Governments. So that is the 14 municipalities that extend along the river that are matched into one group. The primary function of it is to work more or less as a purchasing agent for all of those agencies, particularly such a thing as salt. And it saves everyone money, because when the winter comes around and they have to buy salt, it saves 11 people going and getting prices for the salt in little bits and drips and drabs, versus us going to get salt. That's one of its primary functions. But I'd also like to point out that recently the COG has been becoming active in a venture called 65 Corridor. The County of Allegheny has started to take the main highways coming from downtown into the various directions. The last one that has just been completed was Road 51, from the tunnels, Liberty tunnels, out to the bridge of Elizabeth, which is quite a distance. I drove it about maybe a month or so ago. I lived down in hellish, to say the least, and I was really impressed at how they had dressed up some of the properties along that were not set back in the road at all and had been less than attractive. And most of those, they've convinced the holders of the property to get them cleaned up. The major thing that I noticed was the intersection of 51 and 88, which used to be an absolute disaster at rush hour both directions. And that was completely reconstructed. And it has helped immensely. So this is discussions about the 65 corridor. I'm talking about something that will be several years in the happening, but we are now holding monthly. According to the COG is meeting with two consultants from Carnegie Mellon University who do nothing other than these types of renovations for major arteries, and they look at the impact on the adjacent properties and homes to try to make things make a little bit more livable. Basically, what kind of services or attributes are not there, and to see if they can build that into the plan. Biking trails, which still have significant holes in it. As a matter of fact, there's a nice big hole which no bike trails through Aleppo and through Sewickley. They are trying to find out who owns those properties, what their disposition is, and see if they can acquire the trails, the property for a trail through the property. The other attribute of the biking trails is that they're not only going to be a long strip going from point A to point B and point C with no attributes in between. They're really looking at these where they will have a destination point along those trails, whether it be a coffee shop or just that can really change the context of how people view our municipalities. Any questions? I know I threw it at you fast. Anyway, you know where I live, so if you want to talk, see me in the breakfast room.
Thank you, Art.
The board, I was at the meeting or
It was ready.
Yes, they're running.
Going once? Well, we're happy to see so many come out. I hope that you could hear. As I said prior, this has been videoed, and if you want to refresh your memory, you can watch it on YouTube anytime after tonight. And that's a good thank you to Dave, who's in the back, who afforded us the opportunity to video here, which we hadn't done in the past. So thanks, Dave.
You gonna mention the dinner?
I just wanted to thank Masonic Village for allowing the Quaker Valley COG to hold their annual dinner here. It was here last week, and Art, would you like to? I'd like to also thank Art, because Art arranged that with Masonic Village. We had a very nice dinner in this room last week, and we're appreciative. It's a great venue and a good time, so thank you.
Yeah, this is a get-together once a year for the COG to attract and invite all of the municipalities up and down the valley, basically from the county line or the city line all the way down to just shy of Rochester. So it's a long way, and it involves 11 municipalities. Some of them are small, and many people don't know whether they're there. It's Route 65, but we're absolutely adjacent. And one of the aspects of having the Route 79 and Route 65 cross at our, southwestern corner, and the fact that our industrial park directly across the street, most of which no one knows about. I and Matt Gobler walked around and visited quite a number of the people just to find out who's been over there, because they got no attention. Not that they wanted any, but they do generate some nice tax base for us, which help keep the aspect that's going to impact the 65 corridor is the fact that we have a premier industrial park across the street. If you haven't driven through for any reason whatsoever, you're really looking for something to do. It's a very professionally laid out. They're really clean. They're really neat. It's kind of quiet because a lot of the businesses over there are distributors for heating and air conditioning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The reason it's a premier is the fact that 79 and 65 are in access right at the bottom of Deer Run Road. And so access at that point allows them to go north. Pretty soon you run into the turnpike, and if you go south, pretty soon you run into 79 down there as well. And 80 is not very far away. So if you look at it from that standpoint, that's why it's a premier piece of property. Yes?
You want to mention the church, Northway Church, it's going to be taxed?
Surely. Just recently, about halfway down Deer Run Road, there was a firm there on the left-hand side going downhill. That's set way back, and you may have not noticed it, but it was a printing company, a fairly sophisticated printing company, but went out of business. It sat fallow for a while, and now it is being converted as we speak, after going through all the regulations and the hips and dies for approvals. And it will be the home of Northway Church. They're redoing the parking lot, making the parking lot considerably larger. Of course, it's not going to impact us because other than maybe meeting nights, the services are not going to be impacting us because of the hours they are having their services, but they are there. There's a sign out. You'll see cars, if you drive down and look, you'll see cars and trucks are there because they're refurbishing the entire inside of the building, municipality. Yes.
On the, I think they can hear me, Glenn.
No way, Brayden, you need a microphone.
I shielded this.
All right. I have two questions. First of all, one question for Gwen. Down Deer Run, on the right-hand side before School Street, somebody put 2 stone pillars, monuments. Does that represent something?
It doesn't.
Okay, because somebody knocked one over.
The wind knocked one down, the crews were cleaning up dead trees and leaves there, and they found a bunch of stones that were the right shape to make those little zen towers, so they just made them.
I thought they looked neat. I never saw them going up the road. My wife had pointed out. Concerning the council governments, the proposed bike route.
Yes.
Do they have a perspective map to show people what they intend or where they intend to route this?
There is a company that I met 2 months ago, and right now I can't recall, but it is a nonprofit that has been in existence for quite some time, working on the bike trails all the way from Washington, D.C. up and over to Cleveland. They do have a sketch of our locale because I asked them to show me where they were. And they do have a walking trail at this moment that starts at Water Road and goes over to, these are just you know, walking trails. They're not paved, but they're certainly safe. And it's really interesting to look at how they do that, because the trails do not run into any super steep grades. They want to make them very easy and very accessible.
So they're not coming up Deer Run.
Right. As I told them when I had their meeting with them, I said, you know, if you're going to try to do one of these trails through Aleppo, I really would be interested to see what you're going to do, because Aleppo is a town that's kind of very unique as far as I can tell. We are geographically challenged. We have almost no trouble, very vertical. And the population is split into three. I didn't recognize this until I did SWOT analysis about 4 years ago. That approximately 1/3 of the population of Aleppo is here in Masonic Village. The other third is over in Glen Mitchell and Sewickley Manor and Sewickley Heights. No, yes. And that's the second third. And the third third is over on Weber Road, which is where the fire station is. You can't get there from here. So in order to have any transportation, so to speak, you have to go all the way up Fern Hollow and across and down. So the community just walking around, milling around, trying to meet other people is just not going to happen. So I'm looking at the fact that whether they have bike trails and walking trails like this, you don't know where it's going to start.
I think it's a good idea. I'm all in favor of it.
You wouldn't know they're there unless someone pointed them out to you.
Yeah.
I'll just wrap that up by saying that the 65 corridor study program, that project that Art was referring to earlier, they are having a meeting this Wednesday at the Avalon Borough Building at 7 p.m. If you're interested in learning more about that, it's open to the public, and they might have those kinds of displays and things that you were asking about.
Thank you.
Any other citizen participation? Those that are going to move into executive session, which means we'll be leaving this room for a private room. We may come back to vote on something after that, but thank you very much again for coming, and we'll see you next year, if not before.
Thank you.
Thank you.